Hello and welcome to IELTS and ESL Expert TV. My name's Keith Mason and I'm the expert. I taught in China for 10 years, IELTS and ESL, and also I was an examiner. So I know it from both sides of the table. So I hope you're going to come along regularly and learn for these free lessons, and see you very soon in the next video. Hello everyone and welcome back to IELTS and ESL Expert TV with your expert Keith Mason. Good to see you again, and today we're looking at the topic of describing people. So very often, maybe in part 1, sometimes even in part 2 of the IELTS exam and in ESL exams, you are asked to describe someone that you know. It might be a family member or a friend. And so describing people is a skill that you need to develop. It's very easy just to say, well, let's say we're talking about your granddad. So, well, my granddad, he's a very friendly person. He's very happy, always smiling. So these are simple words that they're okay, but they're not going to gain you many extra points. So I want to give you some vocabulary that will help you score higher when you're describing people. As I say, it's a common topic to come up in the exam, so it's a good one to cover, I think, and we're going to cover it today. So let's go on. So some easy ones. So friendly. Okay, I'm sure you know that one. So someone is friendly. My granddad is very friendly. I can't really say that myself because my granddad passed away. He died a long time ago. So maybe I could talk about my wife. How's that? So my wife is very friendly. Sometimes we might say quite. She's quite friendly. That's not true about my wife, of course. She's very friendly. But we might say quite friendly or really friendly. Okay? Another one, easygoing. So you could say someone is easygoing if they don't get stressed very much, if they're very relaxed, if they're very laid back. Here's another one, another expression. Someone who is laid back is very easygoing. They're very relaxed. They don't get stressed. They don't worry about things in life. So these are advanced vocabulary for describing people. Okay, so relaxed, that's not so advanced, but that's what the last two were saying. Someone who's very relaxed. Someone who is mellow. Okay, mellow, similar sort of a word. It is advanced vocabulary to say someone is mellow. Again, it means similar to easygoing, but maybe their character is very easy to get on with. They don't get excited too much. Maybe that's what we would say for someone who is mellow. Next one is open. And maybe you've heard about this. Someone who is very open. Now this can have very bad meaning. Sometimes people will say they're very open in a negative way, to say that maybe they do things that maybe you wouldn't agree with. They're very open. Maybe in the clothes that they wear are very revealing, or something like that would be someone who's very open. But it can also be used in a more positive way, to say someone who is open to new ideas. They're open to listening to what you have to say. They're a very open person. They're a very honest person. Usually open goes along with honesty. So someone's very open. You can see them. They're not trying to hide anything. So they're not lying to you. They're very open. So it can have these two different meanings. Yeah, it can mean sort of a negative connotation. There's a good word for you. A negative connotation. So that is a negative meaning, or a positive connotation. A positive meaning, connotation. Okay, someone who is natural. That can also have different meanings. It can refer to how you look. Someone who doesn't wear a lot of makeup, that sort of thing. But also it can mean someone who's just have a natural personality. You naturally get on with them. You know that they're just being themselves. They're not trying to be someone who they're not. That's natural. Just like my wife. Someone who is warm-hearted. So warm-hearted is a very nice expression to say about someone. If you said, my wife is very warm-hearted. She's very caring. She's very loving. She looks after people. She's kind. All of those sort of things. Warm-hearted. Okay. Someone who is hospitable. Hospitable. So this is someone who welcomes guests, loves to entertain, often give food, or enjoys entertaining people, enjoys having people around the house, looking after people. Very hospitable. Okay. Someone who's very generous. This is someone who loves to give, not just financially. It could be with their time, it could be with their things. Someone who's very generous, enjoys giving. Helpful, a more simple expression. Someone who's helpful, someone who always helps you. Maybe you've got a friend who's very helpful. When you have a problem, they're there. They're very helpful. Next one here, cooperative. So you could say someone is very cooperative. They do what you ask them to do. They don't argue. They do the things that you ask them to do. Very cooperative. Okay, and the last one on this list, before we look at the next list, is humorous. So I'd like to think that I was quite humorous. Maybe I don't seem very humorous as I'm teaching IELTS and ESL. Maybe that doesn't come over, but I like to think that I'm quite humorous. I like telling jokes. I love making people laugh. So I like to think that I am quite humorous. So that's the end of that list. We'll move on to the next one. So funny. Well, someone who's humorous is someone who's funny, isn't it? It's someone who, again, likes to tell jokes, maybe likes to be the person that we all laugh at in a party or in a group. Someone who does funny things would be funny. Interesting. Another word that can have two meanings, two connotations. Interesting. You could say that person is interesting if they're a bit strange. That's in a negative way, using it in a negative way. Or you might use it in a positive way. Oh, they're such an interesting person. They do so many things. They've got lots of hobbies. They've been to lots of different places. That might make someone an interesting person. Unique. Oh, it's a lovely word. Unique. Try and learn this one. So if you're talking about someone and you say they're very unique, again, I guess it can have a negative connotation. If you were talking about them in a bad way, they're very unique. But usually unique is a positive thing, and just means that there's just the one of them. There's no one that is quite like them. They're very unique. Special. I think you'll probably know that one. Someone is very special. It's a very special person. Again, sometimes that can be used to describe people that have maybe some learning difficulties. It's not a good way of describing people, but it is used to describe people that might have learning difficulties. But generally, it's used to describe people that, that have some qualities that are really outstanding. Outstanding qualities. qualities, their different parts of their personality, their skills, their qualities. Outstanding. Very, very good. Outstanding qualities. Okay. Impressive. Very impressive. So someone who's impressive, or to impress, is to make you think someone is amazing, they're wonderful, they're great. So to have impressive skills or an impressive manner or personality is a high praise. Kind. Someone who's very kind. Maybe you might think of, I might think of my wife. She's very kind. She's very kind to lots of people. So kind. Empathetic. Empathetic. Empathetic means that someone can really get inside the other person and see things through their eyes. That's empathetic. Sympathetic, on the other hand, is someone who can just sympathize. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's really bad. I'm so sorry that that's happened. Being sympathetic to someone. Slight difference between empathetic and sympathetic. So other ones: nice, good, honest as opposed to lying, and considerate, always thinks of the other person. So this is just a start, really, some words to help you. So I hope you've enjoyed those, and I hope you can use them, bring them into your vocabulary when you're speaking. Start to use these words. Okay, see you next time for more learning. Bye-bye.